Good afternoon, all. Welcome to the lecture of Fundamentals in Mathematics.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Screen is visible?
No.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so in last lecture we have started our first unit, which is nothing but the matrices, and we have studied some basic types of matrices. That is, what is a row matrix, column matrix, square matrix, identity matrix, diagonal matrix, scalar matrix. Okay, now the next type is nothing but the upper triangular matrix. Let us see the definition. A square matrix capital A equal to, that is, it is of the form Aij. As it is square, let us suppose it is of order n by n. The square matrix A is said to be an equirectangular matrix triangular matrix if the elements Aij equal to 0 for all elements I which are greater than J. All elements I which are greater than J. Okay, so in square matrix A, which is of order n, is said to be an upper triangular matrix whenever the ij entry of the matrix will be equal to 0 for each value of I which is greater than J. Okay, that is, if all the elements below the main diagonal line are 0, elements below the main diagonal line are 0. That is, if suppose according to our given definition, A is a matrix of order n by n. It means it is of this form. Okay, so this is a matrix A, which A11, A12, A13, and up to so on A1n. Second row will be A21, A22, A23, up to so on A2n, and third will be A31, A32, A33, and up to so on A3n. And last is nothing but, as it is a square, then it is nothing but an1, an2, an3, and up to so on. Last will be an. It is a square matrix of order n. It means it has n rows and n columns. That is, it is n by n matrix. Now this will be a square matrix of order n, and it is said to be an upper triangular matrix whenever Aij entry of a matrix will be 0 for each value I greater than J. Now, in Aij, first one is nothing but I and second one is nothing but J. As here, A11, both I and J are equal. So here, Aij may be non-zero. Now, A12. In A12, I will be 1 and J will be 2. But we require Aij equal to 0 whenever I is greater than J. I is greater than J. As here, value of J is 2 and which is greater than 1, then A12 may be 0 or may not be. Okay, so there is no restriction on A12. Similarly, A13, J is greater, and up to so on. Now here, A22, again I and J are equal. A23, again J is equal, then this entry may be 0 or may not be. Okay, and up to so on. Similarly, all the entries above this main diagonal line, this will be a main diagonal line. A11, A22, A33, and up to so on ANN. This line is called as a principal main diagonal line or leading principal main diagonal line. Okay, so this will be a main diagonal line. Main diagonal line. Okay, now all the entries above the main diagonal line are such that I is less than J. Okay, so this all the entries which are above the main diagonal line, in that I must be less than j. But we require aij equal to 0 whenever I is greater than j. And all the elements which are below the main diagonal line are in this form, that is a to 1, in which I is 2, j is 1. It means I must be greater than j. Similarly, for second one, a31. Here 3 is I and 1 is j. Again 3 is greater than 1. In a32 also same, and up to so on. So all in this, that is all the elements below the main diagonal line are in the form, in such a form that here I is greater than j. Now our definition of upper triangular matrix we have to use. Here any matrix is said to be an upper triangular matrix whenever aij equal to 0 for each value of I which is greater than j. It means all these elements a21, a31, a32 and up to so on, all the remaining elements are 0, then only the corresponding matrix A is said to be an upper triangular matrix. That is, this A, if this A is in, for our convenience, let us take this one as a B. Now take A matrix as so this will be A11, A12 as it is, A13 and up to so on A1n. Now we have to make all these elements will be equal to 0 in which I is greater than j. So A21, 2 is greater than 1, then this will be 0. This will be A22, A23 up to so on A2n. In third one, A31, 3 is greater than 1, then we have to make this 0. A32, 3 is greater than 2, it is again 0. Here A33 as it is, and up to so on A3n. And so on, n is greater than 1, it is 0, it is 1 0, this 1 0, and up to so on. And last entry will be as it is. And it is of order n by n. Then this matrix A is said to be an upper triangular matrix, which implies A is an upper triangular matrix. Okay. So any matrix which is of this form, that is all the elements below the main diagonal are 0, then the matrix is called as an upper triangular matrix. Okay. Now similarly we have to define the lower triangular matrix. Let us see its definition. Lower triangular matrix. A square matrix equal to Aij, that is these are elements of the AR, Aij of order n by n is said to be an lower triangular matrix. Lower triangular matrix if Aij equal to 0 whenever I is less than j, for all I less than j. For all I less than j. That is all the elements above the main diagonal are 0. Above the main diagonal line are 0. Diagonal line are 0. Okay. So similarly here we have to just define, if suppose this will be a matrix B. Now it is of the form, this form, that is it is a order n by n. Now we have to define a lower triangular matrix. Any matrix is said to be a lower triangular whenever Aij will be equal to 0 whenever I less than j. That is this part. This part is nothing but it contains all those entries in which I is less than j. Now we have to make all these entries A12, A13, A1n. Similarly A23 up to so on A2n and up to so on A3n and all the remaining entries we have to make 0. And the elements which are below the main diagonal line may be 0, may not be 0. Okay. So its corresponding matrix A is of form equal to here A11. Now in A12, I is less than j, then we have to make that one 0. A13, 1 is less than 3, again we have to 0. A1n, 1 is less than n, which is 0. Similarly, A21 as it is, since 2 is greater than 1. Similarly, A22 again as it is. A23, 2 is less than 3, then we have to make that one 0, and up to so on. And the last, up to so on, the last row will be AN1, AN2, here just we have to make the matrix in such a way that all the elements which are above the main diagonal line are 0, and the remaining, and there is no restriction on the remaining elements. Then the corresponding matrix A is a lower triangular matrix, which implies A is a lower triangular matrix. Okay. Any doubt up to now?
No, sir.
Okay. Now we have to see the matrix arithmetic. Matrix arithmetic means we have to see how will you add the matrices. Okay. Now the next concept is nothing but the matrix arithmetic. That in that we have to see how to add the matrices, how to multiply any two matrices. Okay. Matrix arithmetic. In that we have to first see matrix addition. That is addition of two matrices. First one, addition of matrices. Any two matrices A and B are conformable. For addition if they have the same order. Okay, so if we have to take addition of two matrices, then first we have to see what is the order of that corresponding two matrices. If the order of these two matrices will be same, then only it is possible that the addition of these two matrices will be possible. Otherwise, it is not possible. So, if suppose we have given two matrices A and B, then if we have to add these two matrices, then first we have to check whether the order of that two matrix will be same or not. If order will be same, then obviously A plus B will be defined. But if order is not same, then A plus B is not defined. And if order is same, then how to add the matrix? Okay. The addition of two matrices is defined as the elements of the matrix are the sum of the corresponding So if the two matrices A and B have the same order, then its addition is defined as, that is, the addition of two matrices A and B is defined as the sum A plus B, the any element in A plus B is the sum of corresponding elements of the matrices A and B. That is, if A1n Aij is the element of matrix A and Bij is the element of matrix B, then ij element of the matrix A plus B is nothing but Aij plus Bij. Okay, let us see how to add this matrices. We will see by taking one example first. That is, if A is a matrix of order m by n and B is also a matrix of order m by n. Since we know that the matrix addition will be defined if and only if the order will be same. So if we have to take the sum, then the order of two matrices must be same. Otherwise, the matrix addition is not possible. So here we have taken A is a matrix of order m by n, and similarly B is also a matrix of order m by n. Then C is a matrix which is A plus B, having elements are Aij plus Bij for all I and J. Okay, so C is nothing but A plus B and having entries are Aij plus Bij for all values of I and J. Let us take in general any two matrices. Let capital A is a matrix of order 3 by 3, having entries are A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3, and B is a matrix having entries are D1, D2, D3, E1, E2, E3, and F1, F2, F2. Okay, so now these are the two matrices. A is a matrix of order 3 by 3. B is also a matrix 3 by 3 order. Now, the first condition of addition of two matrices will be hold here, since both the matrices have the same order. Whatever will be order, here we have taken just a square matrix. Instead of square matrix, if we take any matrix of order 2 by 3, then also the matrix addition will be defined. Okay, but the two matrices have the same order. Whatever it will be, either it is a square or non-square matrix. Okay, so then A plus B is nothing but, how to define A plus B? The any element in the matrix A plus B is the sum of the corresponding elements in both the matrices A and B. So A plus B first entry is nothing but the sum of two elements, A1 plus D1 is the first entry. Similarly, second entry will be A2 plus D2. Third will be A3 plus D3. B1 plus E1. B2 plus E2, B3 plus E3, C1 plus F1, C2 plus F2, C3 plus F2, and which is also of order 3 by 3. Okay, जर माझ्याकडे दोन मॅट्रिक्स असतील, त्यांचे काहीतरी करस्पॉन्डिंग एंट्री असतील, तर त्या दोन मॅट्रिक्सच्या सम मधले जे मॅट्रिसेसचे जे एलिमेंट असतील ते करस्पॉन्डिंग एलिमेंट जे ए बी चे असतील त्यांची फक्त माझी ऍडिशन असेल. ठीक आहे. For example, if suppose A is a matrix having entries are 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 5, and B is a matrix which is of order, again say 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Again, both the matrices have same order 2 by 3 since it has 2 rows and 3 columns. Now tell me what are the entries of A plus B? What is A11?
1 plus 4.
1 plus 4, which is 5. Similarly, 2 plus 5, 7. 3 plus 6, 9. 3 plus 7, 10. 2 plus 8, 10. 5 plus 9, 4. So in this way, we can define the addition of any two matrices. Okay. Now there are some properties of addition of matrices. See what are those. First one will be a commutativity. Okay, let us see. Let A and B are any two matrices of same order, then A plus B is same as B plus A. Okay, so if suppose we have any two matrices having same order, then the matrix A plus B is equal to the matrix B plus A. For example, if suppose A is a matrix of order 2 by 2 and B is also of order 2 by 2, having entries are A1, A2, A3, A4, and B is a matrix of order 2 by 2, which is again B1, B2, B3, B. Okay, so here we have two matrices having order will be 2 by 2. Now first we will define A plus B. So A plus B is equal to A1 plus B1, A2 plus B2, A3 plus B3, and A4 plus B2. Now we have to find B plus C, and B plus C is equal to B1 plus A1, B2 plus A2, B3 plus A3, and B4 plus A4. Okay. So these are the two matrices A plus B and B plus C. Now, and we know that any two matrices A and B are said to be equal if and only if its corresponding elements are equal. That is, the first element of A plus B is same as the element of B plus A. Then only we say that if this will be satisfied for every element. Then only we say that the corresponding matrices A plus B and B plus A are same. Now here A1 plus B1 and here is B1 plus A1. But we know that in addition of any two elements, A plus B is same as B plus A. Okay, so A1 plus B1 must be equal to B1 plus A1. Since 3 plus, either we can take 3 plus 4 or 4 plus 3. Both will be equal to 7. So either we can take A1 plus B1 or B1 plus A1. The sum will be same. Similarly, for A2 plus B2 is same as a B2 plus A2, and so on. B4 plus A4 is same as a A4 plus B4. Now each element in the corresponding matrices A plus B and B plus A is same. Then by the equality of two matrices, these two matrices are equal, which implies A plus B is equal to B plus C. So this will be a particular example of 2 by 2 matrices. If we take any matrix of any order, A and B are any two matrices of any order, then it must hold this condition, that is A plus B will be equal to B plus. Okay, so this will be a first property. Now the second one will be a associativity. Okay, let A, B and C are any three matrices of same order. Matrices of same order. Then A plus B plus C is same as A plus B plus C. Okay, which is just by the commutative property. Either we can take A plus B or B plus A. Both the things are same. If we have to take the example, then we can take example. Suppose A is a matrix having order is 2 by 2 and its entries are. Let us see the matrix of order 2 by 3. Suppose this will be A1, A2, A3. Second row will be A4, A5 and A6. B is also matrix of order 2 by 3 having entries are B1, B2, B3, B4, B5 and B6. And last one, C is a matrix which is of order 2 by 3 having elements are C1, C2, C3 and C4, C5 and C6. Okay. Now here we have to show that if LHS will be equal to RHS. So first we will find out the LHS. Now consider A plus B plus C. Okay, so which is equal to, let us write A as it is, A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, A6. Now, in second one, we have to take the addition of B plus C. And how to define the addition of matrices, we know already. Okay, so B1 plus C1, B1 plus C1, B2 plus C2, B3 plus C3, B4 plus C4, B5 plus C5, B5 6 plus C6. Now the last one, which is nothing but A1 plus B1 plus C1, A2 plus B2 plus C2, A3 plus B3 plus C3, A4 plus B4 plus C4, A5 plus B5 plus C5, A6 plus B6 plus C6. Okay, so this will be a LHS. Now let us find out the RHS. Consider the RHS, which is nothing but A plus B plus C. So which is nothing but A1 plus B1, A2 plus B2, A3 plus B3, A4 plus B4, A5 plus B5, A6 plus B6. And second matrix is C1, C2, C3, C4, C5, C6, which is equal to A1 plus B1 plus C1, A2 plus B2 plus C2, A3 plus B3 plus C3, A4 plus B4 plus C4, A5 plus B5 plus C5, A6 plus B6 plus C6. Now see these two matrices, A plus B and A plus B plus C and A plus B plus C. Each element of these two matrices will be same. A1 plus B1 plus C1, A1 plus B1, A2 plus B2 plus C2, A2 plus B2 plus C2. Similarly, last entry A6 plus B6 plus C6. Now then again we have to use the equality of, that is the definition of equality of two matrices. As each corresponding elements of two matrices are equal, then the matrices must be equal. Okay, so these two matrices are same and we can write it as, which implies A plus B plus C is equal to A plus B plus C. Okay, so this will be a second property. Now third one is nothing but the existence of identity. Third one, existence of identity. Okay, the null matrix is the identity element of matrix addition. Okay, what is null matrix? Any matrix is said to be a null matrix if its all the entries are 0, that is all the elements belonging to that matrix are 0, then the corresponding matrix is a null matrix. So the identity matrix with identity element with respect to a matrix addition is a null matrix. Since any element is said to be an identity element, if suppose E be any element, then this element is said to be identity element with respect to addition. Then if A plus E equal to E plus A equal to A for all A belonging to our given set. Okay, so any matrix is said to be a identity matrix if A plus I equal to I plus A equal to A, then the matrix I is an identity element with respect to a matrix addition, and for that null matrix is the identity element. Since null matrix is denoted by capital O plus any matrix A equal to A plus O is equal to matrix A itself. Okay, for example, take this will be a null matrix which is denoted by capital O. Okay, so if suppose A is a matrix of order 2 by 2 having entries are A1, B1, C1, D1. Okay, so this will be a matrix. Now we have to find out the identity element. If we take A plus O as equal to A1, B1, C1, D1, and O is nothing but the null matrix having all elements are 0. So which is nothing but A1 plus 0, B1 plus 0, C1 plus 0, D1 plus 0. So as it is, and which is equal to A. Similarly, O plus A is also equal to A, which implies this O is an identity element. Okay, so if we have any matrix of any order, then the null matrix of that order is nothing but the identity element of that corresponding set. Okay, so this will be existence of identity element. Now we have to find out the existence of inverse, that is the fourth one. Existence of inverse. Okay, so in the definition of group, we have seen that what is an inverse element of any element. Okay, so if A be any element, then B is said to be an inverse of A if A plus B equal to B plus A equal to E. Then we say that B is the inverse of A. So if we have a matrix A, then B is said to be an inverse of a matrix A if A plus B is equal to null matrix O. Then only we say that B is a inverse of matrix A with respect to matrix addition. For every matrix A, for every matrix capital A equal to Aij of order m by n, there exists a matrix minus A, which is equal to minus of Aij, such that A plus minus A is equal to identity matrix, which is equal to minus of A plus A. That is, for example, suppose A is a matrix having elements are 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then minus A is a matrix which is obtained by just multiplying each element of this A by minus 1. Then it is nothing but minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, and minus 4. And we add these two matrices A plus minus A, which is equal to 1 minus 1, 0, 2 minus 2, 0, 3 minus 3, 0, 4 minus 4, 0, and similarly minus of A plus A, which implies this minus A is the inverse of A. Okay, so that would be a existence of inverse property. Okay, कुणाल काही डाऊट आतापर्यंत? Yes. आहे का डाऊट?
No, sir.
Okay. Now we have to see how to subtract the matrices. Subtraction of matrices. Okay. Any two matrices are conformable for subtraction. Conformable means they are possible to define their subtraction. They are conformable for subtraction if they have the same order. They have the same order, and it is defined by A minus B is nothing but A plus minus of B. Okay, where minus B is the matrix, which is obtained by multiplying multiplying every element of B, every element of matrix B by minus of 1. Okay, so if there are two matrices A and B, then having subtraction will be possible if they are of the same order, and A minus B is defined as A plus minus B, and we know that how to define the A plus minus B. That is addition of two matrices. Okay, so for that we have to make the second matrix B as a minus B, and which is obtained by just multiplying each element of B by minus 1, and then A minus B is nothing but A plus minus B, and we know already how to define the addition of matrices. Let us see by taking an example. Let A be a matrix having elements are 4, 7, 8, 3, 11, 5, and B is a matrix having elements are 2, 5, 6, 1, 8, 3. Okay, so these are the two matrices of order 2 by 3. Now we have to take the subtraction, and A minus B is nothing but A plus minus of B, which is equal to, let us write A as it is, 4, 7, 8, 3, 11, 5, plus minus B is nothing but the matrix which is obtained by multiplying each element of B by minus 1. Then 2 becomes minus 2, 5 becomes minus 5, 6 becomes minus 6, minus 1, minus 8, minus 3. Now, which is equal to 4 minus 2, 2, 7 minus 5, 2, 8 minus 6, 2, 3 minus 1, 2, 11 minus 8, 3, 5 minus 3. Okay, so this will be a matrix A minus B. So in this way, we can define the subtraction of any two matrices. Okay. Now the next definition is multiplication of matrix by a scalar. Okay, that is, if we have a scalar quantity, that is one finite element, and we have to multiply it by a with matrix, then how will you define this one? Okay, so for that we require one matrix and one scalar. Let A be a square, let A be a matrix, let equal to Aij be a matrix of order m by n, equal to Aij be a matrix of order n by n, B n m cross n matrix, and K be any scalar. Then the matrix obtained by multiplying each element of A by a scalar K is called a multiplication of A by a scalar K. Okay, and is denoted by K into A, which is nothing but K into Aij for all elements I and J, for all I and J. Okay, so if we have one matrix and one scalar, then the multiplication of that matrix by that scalar is nothing but we have to multiply each element of that matrix by a scalar K. Then we say that then we say that the corresponding matrix is nothing but the multiplication of a matrix by some scalar, that is K into A, and which is obtained by multiplying each element of matrix A by this scalar K. Let us take one example. Let capital A be a matrix having elements are 3, 7, 2, 5, 9, 4, 6, 2, 1, and K is equal to 2, which implies K into A is equal to 2 into matrix A, which is 2 into matrix 3, 7, 2, 5, 9, 4, 6, 2, 1. Now, how to define a matrix multiplication by a scalar? We know. We have to just multiply each element of this matrix by 2. Then 3 into 2, 6. 3 into 2, 6. 7 into 2, 14. 2 into 2, 4. 2 into 5, 10. 9 into 2, 18. 4 into 2, 8. 6 into 2, 12. 2 into 2, 4. 2 into 2, 2 into 1, 2. Okay, so this will be a matrix K into A, that is 2A. Okay, so in this way we can. Now there are some properties. Let A and B are the matrices of same order. Let A and B are the matrices of same order and K comma L be any two scalars, then there are some properties. First one is K into A plus B is equal to KA plus BA. Okay, so if we have two matrices A and B, then either we can take the first addition of these two matrices A plus B and multiply it by K, or we can take this one as multiply first matrix A by K and matrix B by also K and take its sum. Both will be same, that is K plus K. Second property will be K plus L into any matrix A is nothing but K into A plus L into A. This will be a second property. Third one will be K into L into A is equal to K into L into A, and which is same as L into K into A. Fourth one will be minus of K into A is the same as minus K into A, and which is same as K into minus. Fifth property will be minus of 1 into A is the same as minus of A. And sixth property will be 1 into any matrix A is equal to, okay, 1 into A means just we have to multiply each element of A by a scalar 1. Okay, so this will be a 1 into. These are the 6 properties of a scalar multiplication of a matrix A by some in scale. Okay, so up to now, any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. Now let us see how to multiply any two matrices. Multiplication of matrices. Any two matrices A and B. Any two matrices A and B are conformable for multiplication if number of columns in A are equal to the number of rows in B. Number of rows in matrix B. Okay, so any two matrices, if we have two matrices A and B, then the matrix multiplication A into B is possible if and only if the number of columns in matrix A are equal to the number of rows in B. Then only the matrix multiplication will be defined. Otherwise, it is not defined. Okay, so let us see how. And if it is defined, then what are the corresponding elements? The product of the two matrices, the product of the two matrices A and B, denoted by A into B, denoted by A into B, is then defined as the matrix whose elements in the ith row of A, ith row and jth column is the ith row and jth column. Is the algebraic sum of the products of the elements in the ith row of A by corresponding elements in jth column of B. Okay, so if the matrix multiplication of A and B is possible, that is number of rows in A and number of columns in A are same as the number of rows in B, then each entry in this A into B is defined as whose ijth entry of this matrix is the algebraic sum of the product of the elements in the ith row of A by corresponding elements in the jth column of B. Let us see how. Suppose A is a matrix of order m by n and B is a matrix of order sum n cross P. Since here we have to take number of columns in A, these are the number of columns in A and these are the number of rows in B, and here we have to take, if we have to take the matrix multiplication, then the necessary condition is number of columns in A must be equal to the number of rows in B. So here we have taken number of columns in A are n and similarly the number of rows in B are also n. Then the matrix multiplication will be possible since there is no restriction on the number of rows of A and number of columns of B. There is only one restriction on A into B, which is on the number of columns in A and number of rows in B. They are same, then the matrix multiplication will be defined. When A into B has defined a grouping, then A into B is nothing but Cij, and which is of order m by p, m to n, n to p, then its order will be m by p. And having elements are where the ijth entry of A into B is nothing but the summation k running from 1 to n aik into bkj. That is the algebraic sum of the elements in ith row of capital A to the corresponding jth column of B. Okay, so that will be a matrix multiplication. That is, let us see for example, capital AB a matrix having elements are 1 2 3 and 0 1 2 0 1 2. This will be a 2 by 3 matrix. And B is a matrix which is defined by 1 2 3 0 1 2. It is of order 3 by, since it has 3 rows and 2 columns. Okay, so now the number of columns in A are same as the number of rows in B. Then A into B is defined. Then A into B is equal to A into B equal to 1 2 3 0 1 2 into B 1 2 3 0 1 2. Okay, so which is equal to, now the first entry, any ijth entry of the matrix A into B is the algebraic sum of the elements in ith row and jth column of B. That is, we have to multiply 1 by 1 plus 2 into, that is, this row is multiplied with this column. That will be the first entry. 1 into 1 1, 2 into 2 4, plus 3 into 3 9. Similarly, this row with this column, 1 into 0 0, plus 2 into 1 2, 3 into 2 6. Similarly, this row, this column, 0 into 1 0, 1 into 2 2, 2 into 3 6. Similarly, this row, this column, 0 into 0 0, 1 into 1 1, 2 into 2 4. So which is nothing but 1 plus 4 plus 9, 9 plus 1 10, 10 plus 4 14, 6 plus 2 8, 2 plus 6 8, 1 plus 4. So this will be a matrix A into B. So in this way we can define the matrix multiplication. Okay, so in doubt? जर कोणाला काही डाऊट असेल तर विचारू शकता, नसतील तर लिव्ह करा.